Do you have a plan for when the lights go out? That's the big question right now. New simulations are showing that most people do not. And that when this happens, it's going to be pretty hellacious here in America. And it's not going to take long per some of these simulations for everything to come unraveled. And for decades, infrastructure analysts, military planners, emergency preppers have been putting out warnings for this exact event. And it can come in several different ways. The sun could set off a CME, and we could have a Carrington event that would cripple this country. You could have a cyber attack from China or anybody at this point. It could be a staged event to cripple this country and bring it to its knees. You could have an EMP that would fry absolutely everything, and that, in my opinion, would be the worst case situation, because you wouldn't even have cars starting. Everyone would be on foot. Everything would not just be down, but everything would have to be replaced before it ever came back online. Much different than a cyber attack that kind of knocks us off for a little bit. Regardless, when the grid goes down and the power goes out large scale in this country, I see it as being the end of America, as you know it, so to speak, here. Now, in one day, they say this is going to turn bad when the lights go out. And that you should really have a plan, and you should not get caught up in the things that we've warned you about for all these years. Getting caught up in the fights at the grocery store for certain supplies and this and that. Most people are going to be lacking a thing or two, but it's the large-scale supply that you need to have on hand. Food, water primarily. All the other stuff comes behind that, secondary. And when you go weeks into months without having certain supplies, toilet paper, things like that, that stuff's going to run out rather quickly, and then you're going to be like weeks or months just without it, period. And you're going to have to find a way around that. And everything else that's going down, everyone trying to fight each other off. So the new simulations break it down by saying that just on the second day alone, the unraveling of ordinary life becomes clear. That the panic starts to set in, big time, and you start to see certain things happen. Fuel distribution networks cease to function almost entirely within the first few days. And by day 3, the panic sets in large scale across the board, regardless. Doesn't matter what simulation they run, by day 3, large scale, it hits the fan. Hospital generators begin to fail around this time and run out of gas. You have sanitation systems collapsing, so sewage and everything backing up, and this leads to outbreaks of diseases and everything else, all within the first week here. You have refugee movements intensifying, and you're going to start to see groups banding together. Some that had never thought or planned for it. They're just going to do it by default. And some of the larger, more ravenous groups are going to start taking over certain areas. They may not go on the move at first because they're going to try to lock down a stronghold. But then you're going to have to go out and scavenge for goods. And this is where people are going to be engaging in massive warfare. The lights are going to be out. Every evening when the sun goes down, it's going to be a darkness that people have never witnessed in this country. And by the time you get to day 6 and 7, the unraveling is so bad. All the National Food Reserve has been wiped out. Healthcare systems do not function. Large urban centers are uninhabitable, all within the first week. Armed territorial groups begin replacing local government authority. And this is going to happen if people don't have a plan. They're going to be in bad shape. A lot of this, I feel, is going to happen on the fly because people did not prepare. And tons of people are going to be thrown into this position. So I see this as happening. I see it happening sooner than later because they need this for the reset. And they want the reset. How they go about doing it, yet to be seen. I would think that a cyber attack would work out best for them at this point. Something I would have a plan for. We've warned about it in many videos, live streams over the years, and I just want to make sure that people are aware that these times that we're in right now, the next year or two, there's going to be a series of events that you're going to wish you had a plan for. Make sure that you do. We've put out songs on this and everything else. Join me for the live streams where I cover this in greater detail Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern here on Dabu 77. And until then,